Hello and welcome everyone to this Age of Empires 4 video, and today we're doing a French build order for professional scouts. Now this is quite a popular build order, especially amongst the pro level players, and yeah, I mean professional scouts is pretty important for the French because their economy is predominantly based on food and gold, and of course wood. And so, but yeah, food is very important for the French. So getting the professional scouts and the deer, which all contain 350 food, free food on the map, bring that back to the town center for fast gathering, and you're in a good shape. So the build order is as follows. The first 6 villagers go to sheep underneath the town center, and the first thing you do with the town center is queue up a second scout. So we're going to start off with 2 scouts. That's primarily to get lots of sheep, again, because food is so important with the French. And it's quite kind of the usual thing with the French to open up with 2 scouts. And then what we'll do from then is get the next 3 villagers to go to food to make 9 in total. Of course, we've sent our scouts out and about to get as many sheep as possible. And it's quite nice if you're against the Rus as well, because if you're up against the Rus, you want to be denying the bounty by getting rid of the walls and shooting the deer patches. And of course, with 2 scouts, that's a lot easier to do. So now that we've got 9 villagers on food, we're going to send the next 3 villagers to gold. And guys, the aim of this build is not only to get professional scouts, but it's also to look towards getting horsemen and a double archery range production going. And the horsemen will be coming out of the School of Cavalry, of course. And with double archers behind that, it means that with your opponent probably going to go for spears as a defense against the French, because, cavalry opening is so common, you should be able to pick them off with your archers. So the armor composition is going to be good, and in terms of which deer patches to go for, it really depends on the spawning, but often, you want to be able to deny your opponent's deer patches. What I tend to do is I tend to go for one of my home deer patches, and then once I've got a sizable army, I tend to take one of the opponents, their secondary one, whichever's sort of furthest away. So in this scenario, probably this one. But it depends. If your opponent is being quite passive, going for 2 town centers, that gives you a window of opportunity to take your opponent's deer patches as well. And of course, it just depends on how many sheep you have remaining underneath your town center. If you've got plenty of sheep underneath your town center, you can risk making the journey out here to the furthest deer patches of your opponents. Okay, so now that we've got 3 villagers to gold, we send the next villager to food to make 10 in total like we have now. And we're going to be sending the next 14 villagers to wood. We're going to use 4 villagers from food to build the School of Cavalry as soon as we hit the required resources, which would be 400 food and 200 gold. And we're almost getting there with the gold. I tend to force drop the villagers off the gold because that's the thing that's limiting us here. We've got enough food already to get up to the next stage. And this is done on purpose. I have put 10 on food on purpose because we'll need that food income for maintaining production of scouts as well as horsemen from the School of Cavalry, which are very food intensive units. Okay, so we're building our School of Cavalry now with 4 villagers from food. We're getting our villagers rallying to wood, and we're looking in good shape. So guys, if you're interested, I do have the PDF version of the build order, all the steps listed out on the channel, and just do check out the video description if you're interested in that. If you've already got access to them, it'll be in the updated version, so that's all there, good for you to go for the ranked season 1, which should be coming out today, guys, so good luck with that. Hope you enjoy the games and have fun with it. Don't forget to build a house as well, using a villager on food to do that. And we've got good 4 villagers on wood now, but we just didn't need to really worry about the town centre because that's all going to be going to wood until you hit 14 on wood. And yeah, it's looking good. So just to talk about what we do in feudal age, we will be actually getting, well, actually we need to be thinking about getting the mill, because of course we're going to get professional scouts. So what we'll need to do is we'll take 1 villager from food to build a mill as soon as you can afford it, and that villager will go back to food as well. But yeah, when you get feudal age, you're going to be dropping 2 archery ranges with villagers from wood. With the School of Cavalry, you'll be training an extra 2 scouts. We're going to go for 4 scouts in total. That means each deer patch you kind of have 2 journeys and 2 trips. And yeah, we're going to go for 4 scouts, and then the School of Cavalry will continuously produce horsemen after that. And the 2 archery ranges, of course, will be producing archers. The reason why we go for horsemen over knights is because horsemen are actually faster, and there's a little bit more maneuverability, and really the aim is to secure the deer patches and the deer coming in. Okay, so we've got to the next stage. As you can see, we've queued up 2 scouts, and we're going to be queuing up professional scouts as well very shortly, as soon as, well, yeah, there we are, just done it now. And then we're going to be taking villagers off of wood to produce the archery ranges. You can only afford one just for now, but that's absolutely fine. You will be adding the second very shortly. And now the School of Cavalry is actually going to be rallying to the deer patch that you want to take. I'm actually going for the one that's furthest away because I can see that my opponent is not actually in the feudal age yet, I believe. Or maybe has, but hasn't produced. Yeah, just got there now. So I feel confident that I can take that deer patch without worrying. And also I've got plenty of sheep underneath the town centre. Alright, so we've got the 2 scouts out. We're producing horsemen. And we're producing archers now as well. Don't forget to build houses. I usually take the villagers off of wood to do that. And we're building up quite a little of gold there. So what you can do with this gold, you can be flexible. You can even train a knight if you wish to, if you can afford it. But I tend to think about getting wheelbarrow and double broad axe rather, to get the economic upgrades. So guys, that's your build order, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, do give the video a thumbs up. And I hope to see you guys on more build order tutorials. Take care and see you next time.